everyone and good day, and we are the group 3 from BSCA-1. For today's video, we are going to present the topic about the history of tourism and hospitality industry in the Philippines. But before we proceed to the main topic, here are some learning objectives that you will be expected to know and to learn in our presentation video. To begin the first part, let me introduce Rechell Ann, who will explain what is tourism and hospitality industry.
Tourism refers to all activities related to short-term movement of people to another location where they usually reside. Hospitality is the relationship between the guest and the host where the guest receives good services and entertainment provided by tourism businesses are actually considered hospitality businesses since they rely on consistent good customer service to make a revenue. They must provide a welcoming, enjoyable experience to their guests.
Now that tourism and hospitality industry is defined, let us now go on to the second part. This part will be discussed by Keith, Marriane, Rench, Chelsea, Luis, Jhersey, and Ashley.
The name Philippines or Filipinas in Filipino was given in the late 1500s after Philip. Later, King Philip II of Spain, also known as Philip the Prudent, ruled one of the world's largest empires. The Philippines are named after him. Philippines is divided into three main island regions. There are Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. The Philippines belong to the 7th highest number of islands in the world with 7,641 islands.
Next is the origin of tourism in the Philippines. The Philippines tourism industry had its start when the country's original inhabitants roamed about looking for food. When Ferdinand Magellan discovered the Philippines during the galleon trade, a more noticeable form of tourism emerged. Philippine tourist arrivals were first recorded in 1960 and foreign tourist arrivals showed as increasing trend from 1960 up to the present. The travel and tourism industry contributed 12.7% to the country's GDP in 2019. As of 2015, 4.99 million Filipinos have been employed in the tourism sector. Government collected 227.62 billion pesos from foreign tourists. The country attracted a total of 5,360,682 foreign visitors in 2015 through its successful tourism campaign of It's More Fun in the Philippines. In 2018, foreign arrivals peaked at 8,168,467.
In 1950s, Filipinos recognized the likelihood of tourist assiduity as a crucial component of the rise of Philippine frugality. Tourist arrivals gradually grew as the country began to recover from the effects of World War II. In order to encourage tourism, the Philippine Tourist and Travel Association was established. This resulted in the development of a tourist culture among the people, with recognition of tourism as an effective and efficient tool for the country's social and economic success.
Next, what's hospitality in the Philippines? Filipino hospitality goes beyond the friendly treatment of guests or a warm welcome into their home. Every visitor is welcome as if they are a family, making them feel at home whenever they go in the Philippines, and expecting some snacks and beverages to be served.
About the origin of hospitality industry in the Philippines. According to Teodoro A. Agoncillo, he mentioned in his book History of Filipino People that hospitality and most Filipino traits are acquired from the Malayan traditions. But who is Teodoro A. Agoncillo, or Teodoro Adel Agoncillo? Was prominent 20th century well-recognized Filipino historian that born on November 9, 1912 and died on January 14, 1985 at the age of 73. According to his book, the Malayas led by the sovereignty of Datu were known as the first migrate and inhabit the southern region of the country. Long before Ferdinand Magellan discovered the Philippines, is in the small communities called barangay where most of the core traits of the Filipino had developed. The first hotel established was in 1850s, built here in the Philippines. Name is Hotel del Oriente in Binondo, Manila. The hotel was two-story building with an 83 rooms putting the Plaza de Carlos III. It was the first-class hotel, which is beside the famous landmark, the Insular Cigarette and Cigar Factory. But during Japanese time, the Hotel Oriente and La Insular are both burned down. The former site now was occupied Metro Bank, and all the surviving hotel in the country is the Manila Hotel, which is built in 1917. The Hotel and Restaurant Association of the Philippines was founded on September 12, 1951.
And last, the benefits or importance of the tourism and hospitality industry in the Philippines. The development of income and job. It is the primary source of welfare for many nations and areas. Availability of funding for building the required infrastructure and its capacity to meet visitor demands. Boost the local economy and hasten community development. Local and international tourism are both important in creating job opportunities and producing income for tourist sites. strong foreign exchange, improvements in income and GDP growth, employment options, development of local products, and compatibility with other economic activities.